Hello, and welcome to a new series on the JakeyJars channel. Today we will not be making juice, we will not be drinking juice, and we will not be rating juice. Today we will be eating pickled radishes. While this might be blasphemous for this channel, I find it necessary to step out of our comfort zone and go and try something new. I am familiar with the pickling process, but this is the first time I have pickled something entirely on my own. We have jalapeno pickled eggs, except the eggs were replaced with radishes. Jalapeno pickled radishes, a recipe specifically for radishes, and jalapeno and habanero pickled radishes with a bit of dill pickling spice in with the brine. So, join me as we take a step into the unknown on this channel. So first, we'll be having the jalapeno pickled eggs, the egg brine with radish coins. These have been in the fridge for 1 week. And they will last for another 2 weeks about. So I am hoping that they will continue to get better with age. Let's pull out a radish, pull out a jalapeno, let's pull out another radish. I thought this was radishes, not a block of cheese. So, let's try our first radish. Wow. It's spicy, but it's not like kick you in the mouth spicy. It's not like I'm going to die spicy, but it makes your mouth water and you can feel the tingliness. I can feel it tingling on my lips currently. It's sweet. It is pretty sweet, and it's got that kind of garlicky taste to it. This would go really good on, like, if you were to take these, chop them up, put them on a salad, it'd be really good. You could put them in a sandwich, a cold sandwich, a hot sandwich. Quite frankly, they're delightful. I think this is pretty good. Yep. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spiciness. It's good. It's got a good crispness to it. It hasn't gone completely soft. That is quite delightful. A lot better than I was expecting, a lot different than what I was expecting. Retains its flavor very nicely, and I think it's pretty good. I think it's really pretty good. I would give it a 5 out of 10. I don't know what these others are going to taste like. It is interesting enough, and the flavor is good enough, but it's not like knock my socks off, I'm going to eat these by themselves. Like, I'm not going to I finished the one, but I'm not going to eat this other one. I am curious whether this has changed, but I'm going to hold off on eating these until the end, because that might take away my ability to try the others. So all in all, specimen number 1 is a success, I would say. I wonder if I should have quite literally specimen number 2, jalapeno pickled radishes with radish brine. Ooh, that is distinctly sweeter than the last one. This one I did in spears rather than discs for the extent purpose of I wanted to. It smells sweeter. It smells like cayenne pepper, which is there's cayenne pepper in this brine. Notably less hot than the jalapeno pickled egg brine. These are sweeter. They retain a little more of their radishy sweetness, a little bit more of the radishy texture. I'm not getting as many flavors as I was with the original. This is more of just kind of, this is like eating a pickle that didn't get so mushly soft. But it's not salty. It's a little sour. All right, the more you chew it, the more sour it gets. It is not particularly spicy. I don't know why. I will say, even though I'm not a huge fan of spice, I think I'm less so a fan of sour. So it does have a warmness. It has a lingering warmness in your mouth. But I still think those ones, the first subject, were better than these. So I'm going to give the first subject, I already gave that one a 5. I'm going to give this one a 3. Time for the final sample. Jalapeno and habanero pickled radishes with pickling spice in the radish brine. A mouthful, I know. This smells less strong than the last one. Spear radish, a little bit of habanero, a little bit of jalapeno. This one smells more peppery, like jalapeno peppers. Ooh, it wasn't hot. I swallowed it. It touched the back of my throat, and it was immediate hit of heat. Ooh. Callback when we made the plum and jalapeno juice. And I drank it. It tasted fine, but then I breathed in and the heat filled my mouth. That's what just happened. I swallowed it and I exhaled, and now my whole mouth is warm. Not uncomfortably warm, but noticeably warm. I think that is better than the last one because there's more heat, more intense heat, but the flavor is still lacking. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. That heat is building. It's getting hotter. That heat is definitely still, it's getting hotter. It's time for the part of the video where I just torture myself for some reason, because I'm not too big on spicy foods, but I am big on food-based entertainment. So I have the peppers from the pickled egg brine, the pickled radish brine, and the pickled radish brine with dill seasoning, and I'm going to eat them to see if the peppers themselves also were imbued with the pickling spices. Got a little bit of a peppercorn coming out of here, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to crunch on peppercorn, so I'm going to try to make sure I don't eat any of those. So here's our first pepper. It is the jalapeno egg brine. I'm sure the radishes don't have any flavor that would have imparted into this, so it's pretty much just the brine and the seasonings. And I can see right off the bat that there is some red in here, possibly from cayenne or some other pepper. I don't think there's any cayenne in this. Well, hopefully it's not bacteria, and I'm not going to get a foodborne pathogen from this. That would be embarrassing. So let's give it a little crunch. Yeah, that's hot. Yep, that's just a jalapeno. Now, the majority of the heat in my mouth has gone away, but it is still lingering, which it's just gonna be the way it is. I'm hoping these next two are still gonna be hot. Let's be honest. Let's just see if they taste any different. This one smells sweeter. This was the sweetest batch after all. Yeah, that one is actually surprisingly more sour and less hot. My mouth is getting more hot, but I think that's just because I began eating again, which then stimulated my saliva production. It's a pleasant surprise, but it is still warm, obviously. Not overly spicy. A little more sourness than what a jalapeno would normally have. And doable. Doable, quite frankly. I'd say that you could probably eat those with the radishes if you wanted to. Just mix them together, slaw them up, throw it on a sandwich. It's all up to you. Finally, we have the jalapeno and habanero from the radish brine that had dill seasoning added to it. Hotter than the last brine. Still not as hot as the first brine. And finally, we have the habanero. I'm going to just straight up tell you I'm not eating the seeds. I'm only eating the tissue because I know for a fact the seeds are still going to be hot. So here we go. Woo! That's hot. Immediately more hot, and it's on my lips too. Yeah, that's warm. Yep. It's not a pleasant, it's not like a spicy wing hot. It's just like a pain hot. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel like a burn, but it kind of feels like a sunburn, if that makes sense. Touched my eye after I pulled that out of my mouth. Much hotter. It's a hotter pepper, that makes sense. Much hotter. Yeah, my lips burn. So, jalapeno pickled eggs with radishes replacing the eggs. 5 out of 10. I highly recommend this. Jalapeno pickled radishes. 3 out of 10. Kind of bland. It needs a little something extra. Jalapeno and habanero pickled radishes with a little bit of dill spice in it. 4 out of 10. It gave it a little bit of something extra. Still not that good in my opinion. Do you eat the radishes, the peppers with the radishes or eggs? If you like spicy food that don't really taste that good, sure. If you don't like spicy food that doesn't taste very good, don't bother. See you next time on JakeyJars.